Finding suitable the reference of young province to Osmaniye every time it's mentioned is doing injustice to it. Having never relinquished its status as a sanjak in Ottoman times, Osmaniye was defined as a province until 1933 in the Republican era. The restoration of its right as a province in 1996, after long years of its reduced position in the administrative structure, should be seen as the reinstatement of its right. Osmaniye, in other words, has never lost its characteristic of being a center in its geography. It is as if the heat of Çukurova, the recalcitrant posture of the hazy Amanos and Taurus mountains encircling it, and the humble heights of the Düldül and Turtle mountains can be read on the faces of the people of Osmaniye. Every chunk of land in the rugged territories cramped between plains and mountains is as neatly cultivated as the plains of Toprakkale, Kadirli and Düzeci. Its fortresses, harking back to prehistoric eras and standing in defiance of centuries, are as if inviting you to a time tunnel. The Karatepe Aslantaş fortress, with its architectural characteristics evocative of the Hittites, which rises as the symbol of the power of Asativatos, the self-declared king of the Adana plain, as well as the antique city of Kastabala, 15 kilometers from Osmaniye, with its fortress, column street, theatre capable of housing 5,000 people, Roman bath, churches, and monumental tombs carved out of rock, provide an insight to the depth of Osmaniye's past. Toprakkale, built on a 75-meter soil, heaped up on the rocks, holding sway over the road, which connected in the early ages Çukurova to Syria, attests to the importance of Osmaniye in its geography even in 2000 BC. The fortress of Hemite, or Amuda as it is sometimes called, on the Osmaniye-Kadirli road, easily visible from Toprakkale and Yılankale, stands as if communicating with them. It is unbefitting to a traveller to pass through the region without seeing or even paying homage to the fortress of Harun Reşit, built in 699 by Bordu Bey Faraj Bey, named after Abbasid Caliph al-Rashid or Harun Reşit, and used for the relocation of Turkish immigrants from Khorasan. The Safranda fortress on the 30th kilometer of the Kaypak road. The Çardak fortress built near the village of Çardak to control the caravan trade. The fortress of Karafenk, 7 kilometers to the east of the Hasanbeyli township, and the Babaoğlan fortress erected on a domineering hill in the village of Babaoğlan. If you happen to make it to Osmaniye one day, and we hope it won't be delayed too long, and want to see transhumanism in its most pristine form, all you have to do is to go as far as 26 kilometers towards the skirts of Mount Nur. On the 16th kilometer, you find yourself landed on the Olukbaşı upland dotted by the region's traditional wooden houses nestled among pine trees. If you go another 10 kilometers, you reach the upland of Zorkun, surrounded by pine, cedar, and fir trees, whose population hits 60,000 in summertime. If you have a passion for uplands, you can be sure that the Ürün, Maksutoğlu, Bağdaş, and Hasanbeyli plateaus, each with their exclusive scenic qualities, are awaiting you. It isn't hard for the discerning eye to tell at first sight that Osmaniye, with its enviable qualities and assets, is not a town one can take lightly. You can load your dreams on the wings of migrant birds at the bird sanctuary in the Kastabala plain and chat with the kingfishers. The bounty generated by Mount Düldül and the Ceyhan River is visible not only in the plains, but also in a paradise of a venue called Haruniye, which has served since 51 AD as a healing spa. The love of the tradition-bound Anatolian people, from past to present, is the legend depicted in the Karatepe kilims young girls weave using natural wool and madder dye. As for production, when and how the peanut was introduced to Turkey is uncertain. But what is certain is that Osmaniye is where the peanut stock exchange is determined. Its cultivation is tough, but harvest enjoyable. The peanut is not only a nut in Osmaniye. The peanut almond, made available as a result of Governor Celalettin Cerrah's concerted efforts for product diversification, has already taken its place on the shelves as a sought-after dried fruit. Turnip cultivation has put its stamp in Osmaniye's economy as much as peanut production has. 80% of the turnips grown in Turkey have the Osmaniye brand name. Poised to soon take off in industrialization with its organized industrial zone, Osmaniye prides itself on preserving its handicrafts for future generations, not to push their past into oblivion, and to acknowledge the journey made so far. The Osmaniye Governor's Office, East Mediterranean Development Agency, DOACA for short, sets a good example with its determination for whatever there is traditional, from knife making to leather trade, baklama, pine glass, local pastry, kömbe, and flat weaving, to live on. Modern windmills, the major actors of alternative energy standing across where the fortresses are as if strutting their stuff, auguring the glory of their future. While production is underway in the first and second phases of the Osmaniye organized industrial zone, work has already been started for area expansion toward the third phase, which shows that Osmaniye is poised to be the region's new iron steel base. Transport is one of the most important elements of Osmaniye's industry and trade, and the dual carriageways are a great boon to its development. While they make the port of Iskenderun much more easily accessible, the airports of Adana and Hatay, only an hour and a half away, provide for Osmaniye to be an unrivaled center of attraction in terms of investment. Osmaniye, with its fortresses standing upright since the time of Hittites, its mind-blowing outflats, spas, antique cities, and its organized industrial zone, which is the rising star of the iron, steel and textile sector, is awaiting you, not only as a holiday destination, but also as a place where you can make investment. Welcome to Osmaniye.